You weren't born like this. You will die. And if you do die, you won't care. Because you'll be dead. Best case, you win. Worst case, it won't matter. There's no luck in this game, man. It may be a little bit of luck, but the luck happens after you bust your ass. And you put yourself in that lucky situation. Luck doesn't happen. You put yourself in that situation where luck might fucking happen. And that's what people don't know.
If you believe it, if you really believe that you could be something, if you have that little voice in your head saying, hey, you got talent, you could do this, then follow that voice.
Fuck your motivation. Fuck your motivation. You need discipline. Because motivation's not there every day. I'm missing motivation most days.
Wow,
Some
really?
days, yeah, sometimes I got motivation. Sometimes I'm like, fuck yeah, today I felt good. I can't wait to get to the gym. But a lot of days, like, gotta get to the gym. And then once I get going, then I feel great. Yeah. And I feel great when it's over. But it's that beginning part that's hard because your body wants to stay comfortable. Your body will trick you. Like, man, today you should take the day off, Theo. You don't feel good. Theo, what did you get, like 6 hours sleep last night? That's not enough.
It's so easy to be great nowadays, my friend, because most people are weak. Most people don't want to go to the extra mile. Most people don't want to find that extra because it sucks. It's miserable. It's lonely.
It's easy to give up. Hell yeah. It's the easiest thing in the world to do. All right, man, I'm done. I ain't going.
Oh, yeah.
I ain't gonna keep going.
Yeah,
I don't feel like going to work. I'm done.
Yeah, man.
It's easy. It's very easy. But what's hard is going, yo, yesterday I got nothing from working as hard as I could. Nothing happened from that. I'm gonna do the same thing again today, but I'm gonna try to go harder. It's the hardest thing in the world. To get up every day and give 100% and be in the same position that you were each day, but mentally know that you're trying and trying and trying. That's a real grind.
How bad do you want this? If it's as bad as you want to live or breathe or sleep, whatever the hell it may be, I can work with you. But a lot of people, most people don't want it that badly, which is why they always ask the question, man, how did you get to where you are? You know how to do it. You know exactly how to be you or how to be me. You don't want to do it.
Like, I want to see what you do when you're tired. Let me see how you push yourself. Come on, man. Get up. Get up again tomorrow. Get up again tomorrow. Get up again tomorrow. The next day. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. Keep going. How long can you maintain a positive attitude?
There's no hacks, bro. It's you against you. You against you. And if you misunderstand that, you have a real problem. You wake up, right to work. Immediately your mind is in action. No one. No one. I don't blame them. But don't be mad. When you're laying there in your fucking bed, and you're in the fucking hospital, and you're 70, 80, 90 years old, and you're thinking, man, I feel like I didn't fucking do something. Because you did. You didn't do it. You didn't do shit. You may have lived a great life, man, but you're always gonna feel empty inside. I don't feel empty.
The life you want is on the other side of a few hard conversations, and you're living a life you hate because you're too afraid to have them.
I think about that a lot. Hard times create hard men. Hard men create soft times. Soft times create soft men. Soft men create hard times. We are now around soft men and hard times.
There's a moment when every boy realizes no one's coming to save him. And that's when he becomes a man. And some boys never get there and stay children forever.
You should be a monster. He said you should be a monster, you should be ruthlessly ambitious, and then learn how to control it. And it's that old expression, it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war.
Look at how good you are in anything. You don't have discipline, you ain't nobody.
Right.
You're nothing without discipline. Because you give up under the slightest struggle without discipline.
Hey, mate.
Told me discipline is doing what you hate to do, but do it like you love it.
It's not important to do it I was, it's where I am now.
Like you love it. That is a great quote.
I'm gonna have setbacks, I know. But if I'm feeling bad, that doesn't mean I'm doing bad. That doesn't mean I am bad. That doesn't mean I can't
that's all that
still
matters.
take some action. Because yeah, nothing changes and nothing changes, man.
It's time to get back to work. Stop hearing yourself talk. Get off the podcast. Don't be on social media too much. Cut out all the fucking noise. Get back to the fucking mental
Alright,
lab.
Dylan.
I'd say one of the strongest mental frames
I've
that has got me
been
through
away
hardest
for a
times
few days,
is
that's all.
thinking this will be
We're
the
back
story that I
now.
will one day tell. And that means the harder it is, the bigger the dragon, the more epic the story. And by consequence, the more epic the hero.
My channel's
The fear is
still here.
never reaching your potential.
That's it.
That always falling short, always quitting before you're done, always procrastinating, always not doing the right thing. And then one day you're an old man.
Yep.
And you look back and go, God, I could have been great.
Yep.
I could have been great.
It's time to stay focused. It's time to decide, fuck clubs, fuck partying, fuck trying to fit in and socialize, rub elbows with everybody so people can stop calling you weird. Why are you so antisocial? Because I'm trying to get it. Why are you staying on the basketball court so much? Because I'm trying to get it. Why are you out there practicing in the hot sun when ain't nobody else out there? Because I'm trying to get it. Why are you not clubbing? Like every time I text you and invite you to go do something fun and cool, you always studying. Because I'm trying to get it. Let me tell you something, homie. These women ain't going nowhere. These clubs, these parties, all this shit ain't going nowhere. The more weird you are, is a reflection of how committed you are to focusing on your shit, molding and shaping and developing your ideas and your craft so that when it's time for you to make your rounds, you gon' fly.
People only root for people who don't need it. Like, the amount of times when I was on my lonely path where I was too different from the friends that I had, but not successful enough to be friends with the people that I wanted to be friends with.
I don't even have about 20 minutes left.
That's when you want people to root for you. That's when you want people to support you. Once you've already won, people are like, he's amazing, he's so good. But like, that's the time when you need it the least. And so you always have to be the person who roots for you before everyone else does. And it's usually a single clap in the auditorium for a very long period of time. It is a slow clap that's just you rooting for you. Because it is. People struggle to do things alone.
Well, yeah, that's
and the path of the exceptional person is one of an exception, which means that you are not with other people.
Channel, you know.
And rather than fighting that or
I've
bemoaning
worked so hard to grow this channel.
see it as an indicator that you're on the right path. Because if everyone else were cheering you on, then it means you're not in the right place, because it means you're just not where you want to be.
Life isn't fair at all. At all. So what are you going to do about it? I knew that no one was coming back to help me. No one was going to miracle me to be somebody special. So, mentality is the only thing that gets us through life. I was an underdog. We are all underdogs in life. Even the baddest person in the world should think that way. You always have I've never arrived mentality. And the can't hurt me mentality is no matter where you come from, the sewer or wherever you think you're from. When I got out of the sewer, I got to the road and looked around and said, can't hurt me. Nothing should be able to hurt you. If you believe that, it starts to become true.
Be the guy who embraces the ugly, the miserable. Be the guy who embraces hard work, the grind. Don't be afraid of being hurt. Don't be afraid of sacrificing somebody.
You know, there comes a day, man. Everyone's gonna have this day. There comes a day where being average, being mediocre is just sickening to you. It's just sickening. It makes you want to throw up. Because you've seen people with far less talent than you. As you're growing up with them, their childhood buddies, whatever else, they didn't have what you had. Yet shit just fucking burns. It sucks so much. You can't do it one more day, and you get off your fucking ass, and you create something that's always been there.
Well, that's obviously the plan for me, you know.
Never wanted to unwrap it because it's too.
I'm a big fan of power follows the blame finger. So like wherever you point the blame finger, the power follows. So it's like if you point it at the government has the power. If you point it at your spouse and say like it's their fault that I'm not in shape, it's their fault, they never let me do anything, it's like, well, you're giving them all the power. And so it's like until you're like it's my fault, it's also making it your responsibility.
What if it's not your fault?
It doesn't matter. And like, I can't run marathons because I lost my leg at birth. And either you can just never try, or you put the metal thing on and you do it anyways.
That's the way I see it, and anyway. It's like...
Discover the Vision Express eye care plan for a limited time. Get 25% off glasses. That's 2 pairs from just £5.40 a month.
Well, and we're in a culture that is driving everybody towards this idea that happiness is purchased through luxury, comfort, and ease.
And we want it very fast. If you don't see results in the first 2 days or the first week, I'm done. That's the mentality of most people. The struggle is too real. We're not patient. We like you can Google the best restaurants around me right now. No one is patient. And for you to lose weight, for you to stop drinking, whatever the hell you're going through, it takes a lot of patience, a lot of time, and a lot of pitfalls, a lot of plateaus. You're gonna hit so many fucking plateaus. If you don't know how to get around that plateau, it's not gonna happen fast.
Yeah, everybody wants the hack.
Yeah, everybody wants to hack. There is no hack, man. There's no hack.
What do you think is the biggest stumbling block that most people face with this kind of journey?
Honestly, is they have the woe is me mentality. It's too hard. Life isn't fair. These things in life are not easy.
Well, John, I've seen this happening, and I said it.
You're right, and you start to judge yourself off other people. Like, if you're a female, well, she's skinny, she doesn't work out as hard as I do, and everything starts to corrupt your mind. You start to look around too much at other people and what they're doing, and that starts to corrupt your own dialogue. We are judging ourselves against too many fucking people. You have to judge yourself against yourself. And that's the one thing I started learning, man. This isn't a race against me and Rich Roll. This is a race against David Goggins and David Goggins alone. And once you can silence all that bullshit, all the outside interference and things that are attracting your mind to everything, you can then start to grow and realizing I'm stressed out for no reason. This is my own little race. This is my own timeline, and this is how I'm going to run it.
I think that so many people are so disconnected from themselves. They're operating on autopilot. They're reacting to their environment.
That's the big thing, man. And that's why it was important for me to finally realize, stop being all these fake people I used to be. Stop being afraid. There was no growth until I cut myself down to nothing. To the person I really was, the real human being. And once I found out who I really was,
There you go, brother.
that's when I started growing. I was trying to build on top of a lied, fucked up foundation. You can't build a house on a fucked up foundation. So I had to get down to the actual mineral soil of who I was, and that's when you can start real growth.
And what is the role that suffering plays in that, or the willingness to suffer?
It starts to peel all those layers away, all those artificial layers away. If you're willing to suffer and go back in the grind, that internal dialogue you have with yourself when you're in misery and you're uncomfortable, it's a real, scary, unfiltered, no lying dialogue between you and yourself. And people know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about when you're in a bad spot in life and your mind is saying all kind of shit. That's who you really are. That's the real you.
Oh, right.
No Rocky Balboa.
I don't, but I will have soon.
Like, hey, you know, it's around
That goes
14.
to
Let's
show
go
you.
on. We got this. No,
This
it's
has
like,
never
fuck
been
this. I'm
about
out of here,
PR
man. This is
bucks or
crazy.
money. This has always been
That's where
about...
the growth happens.
I knew I was an Irishman that could help a few other Irish men, and that's all I've done. I've told you my way works, and a few of you actually believed me and jumped on board, and now look, you understand, I don't give a fuck what you think about me, but listen, and I told you, this is the way I seen it happen in my mind, and this is the way it's happening. Do you understand? Listen to me. There you go. I did say I'm going to help about 10 channels being Irish channels. Like I said, I work a lot. You don't even see what I do behind it. But like I said, as far as I'm concerned, I've lit a fire, and you know what? I'll help about 20 channels on YouTube. And there's nothing YouTube can do to stop me unless I open my big fucking mouth. Which I'm ready to shut my mouth. And full steam ahead as far as I'm concerned. You know. And if you don't like me, you can get in the fuck off queue too. Yeah. You too. You can get in the fuck off line.
To yourself, talk yourself back into the suck of wherever you're going through, and you start stripping those layers away. But as you're stripping those layers away, you're building calluses over top of shit in your mind. That's where the growth starts to happen. Is when you have to force yourself to stay in it. You can't leave it. Like that first 100-mile race I've talked about several times, where I lost everything.
Still the hardest physical thing you've ever done, right?
Yes, physically and mentally, because like you said, I was unprepared for that race.
No training. Just recap it, like zero training, running 100 miles so that you could.
And it was like 3 days later, I'm in a 100-mile race, no training at all. And when you do that,
A 100-mile race.
but what it does, if you're not going to quit it, like you just talked about, it breaks you down to
100,
nothing.
Neil, imagine
You are
running
suffering
100
so
miles.
badly, mentally and physically.
That's nearly 4
All of
marathons.
these demons are coming up, and you're trying to find answers, and you're trying to find answers.
He
It was like
found a
living
way
19
to
hours.
keep running.
It's like 5 years I put into 19 hours of highs
So,
and lows. And
it took him 5
pitfalls
years to
and
prepare
seeing the sun come up.
for
And
19
it
hours
was like,
of
my God,
hell.
I lived 5 years in 19 hours. It was unbelievable.
5
It was
years.
unbelievable.
So do you find yourself chasing that now?
What's 19
with every
hours?
ultra challenge?
No, because once you realize what you get from ultra, what you get from life, I can apply that now just by sitting here with you. You know, those tools now, I don't need to go out, even though I still do it, and go out and hammer. The hammering part is like, you know, it's like a purging of the soul. You go out there and hammer out there.
You got to do that every once in a while.
You got to hammer, man. You got to get after it. But now I figured out so many different ways and so many different tools through all of the journeys I've been through just growing up, man. Just being mature, you know, just being really mature.
But where do you go to? You wake up on a morning, it's cold, it's wet, it's dark, you've got no cartilage in your knee, you've got shitty shorts, whatever it is that's the issue today.
Keep talking.
It's warm on the couch. Your missus says
Yeah,
stay in
but that's
bed.
your mind
It's
telling
comfy,
you.
it's cozy.
You know, you're giving up already, Jono. You know. Now, bro, there's no possible way I'd be able to run 26 miles in a day. And if I did, I know it'd be in a bad way. You know, this geezer ran over 200 miles. Do you know, he ran over 19, sorry, my bad. He did over what? It took him 5 years to prepare for those 19 hours of hell where he had to keep running. And when he went past the marathon, he had to keep running and do it 4 times over. And he did it, you know, even though his body was telling him to quit and he was getting sick and blood was coming, he said, fuck it. You know, I'm going to push myself to my breaking
You had an
point.
argument last night, you're
Just
slightly
to
hungover.
prove to others in the world that they can do it too.
Ain't gonna do what I'm gonna do. So this is how you level up.
Mayor, somebody
That's
has
how you
to
level
take
up.
one for the team,
I
and
know
as far
there's
as
a
I'm
whole bunch of
concerned,
people
nobody on YouTube
with
gives
that
a
right
fuck
there.
about
That
anyone.
fires me up.
That's all they
That
care
makes
about.
me fucking happy what you just said.
Fuck you.
That brings joy to my life right there.
Why?
Because I know there's so many people that have the ability and just refuse to get off that couch. Refuse to study a few more hours. Refuse to go deeper, to go further. And that's where I gain the advantage. It's so easy to be great nowadays, my friend, because most people are weak. Most people don't want to go to that extra mile. Most people don't want to find that extra because it sucks. It's miserable. It's lonely. You talk about that you were kind of, you know, lonely by yourself. I was the same way. And that used to hurt me growing up. Now I fucking thrive in that shit.
Yeah, you see, I keep tabs on my team and the
The
numbers.
class I had to get into, I had to lose 106 pounds in less than 3 months.
Ooh,
So,
106
I
pounds
was
in
like,
3
fuck
months.
that, I can't do that. I grabbed my chocolate milkshake and went back to Ecolab. I'm going back to work, man. This is my life. So, the mother load of cockroaches. and this restaurant got full of cockroaches and rodents and everything else. And I sat there and said, this is my life. This is my life. You are exactly who the fuck. This is it. And I said, this ain't gonna be it for me. So in that restaurant, I quit my job, left my canister in that restaurant, my spray canister, got back in my Ecolab truck, and I went home. And I started working out like somebody. I became the most obsessed person on the planet Earth. And I was basically, I had to invent a guy that didn't exist. I had to invent a guy that can take any pain, any suffering, any kind
about 3 minutes
judgment,
left.
be called nigger, be called whatever the fuck in the world, and be able to stand in the fucking room and say, go fuck yourself. I had to build this callous mind, and I built it through suffering. I built it through downright fucking just crushing myself. If it was raining outside at 3 o'clock in the
Anyway,
fucking
I'll
morning,
be
if it was
back on
snowing,
this evening.
the
Thanks
first
for
instinct is
coming
don't
in.
go out there and do shit. My instinct was, we gotta fucking go out there. Anything that was fucking horrible in my life with people, I had to go do it. And I started callousing my mind at this point in my life.
This
And
guy's
I
of
lost
the
the weight.
legend.
I lost the weight, and I went back to
You
recruit.
know,
I
I
got into
listen
that
to him.
class,
My son listens to
and
him.
I went through 3 Navy SEAL Hell Weeks in 1 year. Only guy to ever be in 3 Hell Weeks in 1 year, to my knowledge. The first one I didn't make it through. The next 2 I did, and that I just didn't. I didn't stop anymore from there, and I started realizing through this process that the fucking mind is what you created. And I started opening different doors that I didn't think were even there.
Right, guys, I haven't got long, but I will be back later, I promise you.
And I went through 3 Hell Weeks. I went to Ranger School, went to Delta Force Selection, whatever it is. It was brutal. It's
And
a brutal
shout out to
journey
the people
every
all over the
day.
world that
Everybody
watch
goes,
me.
are you happy? If anybody knows my life story, and I'll try to give just a
I'm
snippet
just glad
of
to
it,
be here.
where I'm at today is in front of Joe Rogan telling you my life.
I'm glad I didn't have to start all over again from one
Where I'm
sub.
at now,
But
there's nothing but pride I have for
I was
myself.
willing to do that.
I can't really show people. Because I have this face. I have this face that they see.
Like I said, my time on YouTube is coming to an end.
I'm driven. I'm obsessed.
And
that's what you see.
I'll see this mission out.
You do the quarter mile.
But anyway, listen, I'll see you all later. Thanks for coming in.
So what I did, I sat down there and I put Rocky in. I got my milkshake, put Rocky. I said, you know what? I was big time in Rocky and Platoon.
Thank you for coming in, everyone. I'll see you later.
We're getting beat down in my Hell Weeks. You know, I was in 3 of them. They'd always hear me singing these songs, humming these songs in torturous situations. When everybody's quitting this fucking code, I would be somewhere gone, somewhere fucking dark as shit. There's a scene in Platoon when Barnes shoots Elias, and you know they think Elias is dead, and the choppers are taking off, and Charlie Sheen asked him, you know, Tom Berenger,
shout out to Ballymun.
Where's Elias? William Dafoe.
I
found him
I'll be back on later. Thanks everyone for coming in, and I'll see you later on.
The Viet Cong is chasing Elias through the woods and they shoot him in his fucking back. He's getting up.